Hi guys, hello. How is everybody doing? It is Mary Jo from MaryjoesCreations. Welcome back to my channel. If you've been here before, thank you so much for coming back. It's awesome that you guys come back and watch the insanity that is me. I love to create here. If you're new, we like to create a lot of pretty things. And we crochet and talk about yarn and crochet and, talk about some more yarn and then keep crocheting. If you like that, welcome. If you like long videos, this is the place for you. I do like long videos, mainly because I like to show you guys me crocheting. And I also do like to talk. So, that combination tends to give long videos. I try to keep them under an hour, sometimes not so much. If you want shorter videos, you can let me know and I will try to do that. If you haven't seen my other videos and you're new here, I am doing a challenge for the last, from now until the end of the month, and see how many. I have 2 new projects and 2 old projects that I'm working on, and they're pretty big. So if you want, go watch that video. Wow, everything is like, I turn on the camera and it's like everything falls out of my head, honestly. So yesterday's video, I was doing granny squares, right? We finished the big square. We finished all the centers for the 11 squares that we're going to use for the front and the bottom of the cardigan. And we finished 2 full squares. And I also made a lanyard. Well, I did not film any more last night because I wasn't feeling well, but I did continue to do some crocheting. So first, let me show you what I did last night. I made another lanyard. I made this one, and I tried doing different ways of closing them off because this was my first attempt. And I didn't like it. I didn't know what I was doing. I couldn't, I don't know. Then I did this one. I think this one came out pretty good. I have this one on my keys, but I took it off to come and show you. And this one, I still did leave the little ring. But I didn't do that for the next ones. But I'm getting ahead of myself. So I made this one last night. And I did make it thick like the other one. And then I made this square. And this square. This one. Oh, I like that. Oh, yeah, that's pretty. Okay. And last but not least, this one. So last night, I'm sorry about the lighting. It sucks in here. It's very gloomy outside. It's been raining all day long. That's probably why my fibromyalgia is acting up. I am going to do the best that I can today. We'll see how much I get done. It all depends on how I feel. But I have done work already today. While I was editing yesterday's video, I was doing these. No. Oh, Jesus Christ. I seriously, I'm losing my mind. This is everything I did last night. You saw this one already. But this is everything I did off camera. I did these 4 squares. And then this morning, while I was editing the video, I made one more square, which is this one. I think that came out pretty. So all I have left are these 4 cornflower blue centers, which I'm hoping we can get all of them done today. And, you know, because I am crazy, I made some more lanyards, and I did them all different ways to see which way I like to do them best. Now, I really do like the thick ones, and I kind of like the way this one came out. And this one, I did a little different. All I did was just make a chain. So I don't know how secure, I mean, it's secure, but I don't know. I don't know if I like it this way or this way. Now, what I want to do is get the bigger hooks, right? Because these are the only ones I have right now. And what I want to get are the bigger ones that have it, like, flat here. So that way I can crochet, like, close it up with this inside. But I don't have any of those yet. So we deal with what we have, right? So I made this one. And then I figured, well, since that hook is kind of small, I made this one. And I made the hook a little bit longer, the loop a little bit longer. I don't know if maybe I should have made it a little bit shorter, but I made it too short in the next one. So in this one, and it almost matches my cuff. In this one, I made the loop not so short, but instead of just doing like this one, you see how I just made the chain and connected it? Well, in this one, I thought the loop was too big, so I made the loop smaller, but then I decided to go back, and it made it a little bit thicker. So maybe I need to, on the next one, do it just a little bit longer, but do it thick like this. But I don't know. Let me know which ones you like best, or if you think they're all okay, or which ones you don't like. But that's what I did this morning. This morning I made 4 lanyards, 2 thick ones, and 2 thin ones. And these 2 are the same color, but this one has a different, this one has pink and this one has a light purple. But these did come out a little bit longer because I did try to make them, I tried to make it more secure than this one here. But I did all of those. And they didn't take me very long. I think maybe half an hour to do them. You know, including all the sewing and all of that. These, I think, took me a little bit less time. Maybe like 20 minutes. I'm not sure. I didn't. Honestly, sorry, my ear was itching. I honestly did not time myself, so I have no idea how long they took me. But so far today, we have 4 wristlets, keychain, lanyards, I don't know. And we have 1 of these. So it is, I can't see, I don't know why I try. It is almost 4 o'clock. I just finished uploading or I just finished editing the video that you are right now watching. I get confused. I'm so confused. Today, let's do it this way. Today is Friday, the 20th? Today's Friday. For me. So the video is coming. The video you're watching today wow, my mind is, oh, Jesus. Okay. So, yeah. I just finished editing Friday's video. Today's Friday. So, the video you watched yesterday was filmed today. You know what? The more I talk, the more confused I get. So, I'm just going to stop talking. I'm going to stop explaining. I just finished editing Friday's video. So, I'm waiting for it to download so I can put it up while I was doing some of this. But I am tired because, again, I edited that entire video right now. I just finished. I just finished this square, and I had made all these. So I need to take a little bit of a break, but I wanted to come and do the introduction, say welcome, and that today, from now, well, when I come back, we'll check the time then. From the time I come back until I can't, don't want to film anymore, which will probably be like 8 o'clock or something like that. See how much we can get done. Today, I do want to work on granny squares. I'm still in the granny square mood. I don't know what is wrong with me, but right now, I really just feel like making granny squares. So we have these 4 granny squares left. And this should take us about one sitting, like an hour, hour and a half, I think. I'm hoping. Because it's not the full square, right? The center is already done. So it's just 4 rounds. Some 4, some 5. Of these 4 squares. So that shouldn't take very long. And then we're going to put away the blue and white yarn. And I think I want to make some granny squares for the blanket. I think that's what I want to do. I mean, that's subject to change, right? Because I might, take a break and then come back and want to do something completely different. And that's just story of my life. But anyway, I think that, and I will, have a better idea after I take a break and I eat something. When we come back, we will do a final decision. But I think today we're going to work on granny squares, and we are going to see how many granny squares I can get done today. Maybe. I think so. Just wait a few seconds and you'll find out. But I'm going to go get something to eat, and I'll be for you right back in a sec. Hey guys. I did take a break, a long one. I have also crocheted, but my fibromyalgia is acting up, and I also have a headache. But as weird as this might sound, doing this really helps. But I just wasn't filming. I just wanted to come on and give you a little update. I am making granny squares. I made this one. Actually, when you hold it up like this, it looks like a heart. That was not done on purpose. I have one more to go. I think I also did another one. Yeah, because I didn't have any of the solid blue done, right? I don't think. I don't know. I'll figure it out when I edit the video. But I think I had all 4 blue ones. The cornflower that weren't done. This one, I think I showed you this one. But we got that one and that one and this one done, and I only have 2 more to go. Well, really, like 1.5. I'm working on this one right now, and I'm also going to, when I take a break, which is going to be maybe in like, when I finish this square, I'm definitely going to need to take a break. I'm also going to do the math on the blanket. I want to figure out how big I want to make it. Or at least have an idea. Because I'm going to do kind of like with the, remember how we did with the Vlogmas blanket, where we did all the centers just to make sure we had enough, and you know, we had the sorry, we had enough of the centers, so we did all the centers first, and then if we needed to grab yarn from somewhere, we could add extra yarn. Right now, I'm not sure. I think that what we have is enough to make as many squares. I'm leaning more towards the, what do you call that? 8 rounds, which are a little bit bigger than this. I believe it's the same as that little blanket that we did. The one that we made for like a child size, not a baby blanket, but like a child blanket, a little person blanket, which was, I think, like, what was it? It's right over there. I'm staring at it. I think it was 3x4, 3 rows across and 4 down, I think. I can't remember right now. My brain isn't working too well. But I was thinking of making it that way, and maybe making it like 5x7, like 5 across, 7 down, 5 wide, 7 long. I have to do the math. 5 times 7 is what? 35. I think we would need 35 squares. So what I would hopefully like to do before I go to sleep would be to at least have all the centers done. Now, I don't know if I'm going to be doing any squares tomorrow. And depending on how bad the fibromyalgia gets, I don't know if I will film tomorrow. But this will be Monday's video, so, you know, at least you'll have that. But yeah, I would like to have at least all the centers done for the blanket. If I can do that and have all of that done, then, you know, it's easy to pick up a big project and if I need a break from that, just grab a square, you know? I'm almost done with this square here, and then I will be taking a break. Again, I have no idea what else I'm going to do tonight. And if I do, I don't know how much I will film. But before the end of this video, I will show you everything that I've done. I will be ending this video tonight. I kind of want to do like a daily vlog kind of thing. I don't know. Some days might be, you know, challenges. Some days might be, but in, you know, like something like this. But I think that would be kind of cool. But I would not post on Saturdays and Sundays. So, you will get that content. It just won't, you know, I think I'm going to post from Monday through Friday. And, you know, like tomorrow, if I'm not feeling too well tomorrow, I might just film, everything that I did in the week. I don't know. Right now I'm just playing it by ear. And I don't mean to bring anybody down. Is that enough? No, I'm missing a... Okay. I'm going to go finish this square up. I have one more. I thought I was on my last round and I wasn't, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, this is my last round. Okay. So I'm going to go do this round. And I don't know. Maybe I'll show it to you before I take a break. Maybe I'll show it to you after. But I just wanted to let you know that I did the last light blue square, and I'm on the third cornflower square, and I only need one more cornflower square, and then all the squares are done for the cardigan. And then all we have to do is connect the squares. And once we connect the squares, then, you know, all we have to do is finish it off. Do the hood, the sleeves. I think I might do the sleeves first, and then the hood. I'm not sure. But I think that's what I'm going to do. I do really want to put a hood on it. And I did kind of figure out how to round it out. Now, I did see one that was a granny square. Like the hood was made out of 2 granny squares, and then it was sewn onto the cardigan. I don't know if I want to do that. I'm debating on whether or not I want to do that. I don't think so. It did look interesting, but I don't know. I think that granny squares are rather stiff, and when you I don't know, it's a little bit stiffer than like a solid fabric. And I want my hood to be a little bit, I don't want it to be stiff. So I think I'm just going to leave it alone and just do the regular hood, because I believe I have figured out how to do it without having that point that I really don't care for in the back. And that might be the game plan, sewing everything together. I do have a lot more blue, so, you know, most likely it's going to be put together with blue, and it's going to be like, I don't know how I'm going to do the sleeves, but I might do the sleeves one blue and the hood another blue. I don't know. We're going to see how that goes. But I'm almost done with this square, and then I'm going to take a break. And then I have only 1 square left for this cardigan, which is cool. And, you know, I'm not sure. I might even, like, not work on the squares for the blanket, and maybe work on that panel for the purple panel that I don't know what to do with. I'm still, you know, debating on whether or not I should turn it into a cardigan, or just turn it into a, what do you call that? Cowl. I was also thinking that what I could do is, okay, now it's finished. What I was also thinking was this, like, in order for me to make it, a cardigan, right? I would need to, have enough of the purple to do both panels at least, right? The sleeves can always be done in gray. So what I was thinking of was doing the 30, I only have, I think 10 rows to go for the first half. And the second half, I wanted to do, you know, start with the gray, right? And do the gray first, so that the chain, the starting chain is 1 on the purple, 1 on the gray, so that the panels are going in the same direction, right? So what I was thinking was, I'm going to finish the 10 rows on the purple one. Oh, did you hear that? My neck just cracked. I was going to finish the 10 rows on the purple one, and then start working on the gray, right? Do 40 rows of the gray, and then add the purple and see how long that takes me. If there's enough to do 40 rows of that back panel, of that other panel, then I'm good, and I wouldn't mind doing that because then we could finish it off in the gray, right? But if there's not enough purple to finish both panels, then, I don't know. I can always, rip that panel apart and do something else. But again, that's going to be a project that's like, feel it as I go kind of thing. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not sure exactly what I'm doing with it. That's why I hate not having enough yarn when I'm working on a project. Because, it sucks when you have an idea and you don't have enough to finish that idea. I should have known better that that was not going to be enough for a scarf. That was my bad. That really was. Because I did want a solid scarf. So that really was my fault. I should have paid closer attention. And again, I just don't want to take all that work apart. That's not what I want to do. What I also want to do, probably what I will do before I start the gray panel, is once I get the 40 rows on that first half, I'm going to weigh it. I'm going to weigh it, and I'm going to weigh the skein and see what I have left. And that might give me a better idea of whether or not I'm going to have enough to do both panels. And really, that's all I need it for, is to do the panels, because again, we can do the sleeves in gray, and I'll be okay with that. But I'm going to take a break. The square is done. Look how pretty. We have one square left, and it's going to be in this way with the white and then the dark blue. That way, I have them kind of even, and the only one that's off by one is the white in the center, because there's only 3 of them. But then we'll figure out what the configuration is going to be once I have all the squares done. We're going to lay them out and sew it up. And if I can get that done by tomorrow, that would make me feel real good, because at least I would have it, the majority of it already done. So we're going to see what happens, and I will definitely let you know how much I get done before the end of the night. But I definitely need to take a little break. And I'll see you in just a sec. Okay. Hey, guys. Okay. Hi, guys. It is late. It is very late. I did start feeling a little bit better. But it was already kind of late when I started feeling better. So I did do I finished all the blue and white squares. And I did end up doing a few squares for the blanket. So I did the centers. I did have like a piece of scrap that I had tied together from when I was making the cardigan. And I used that to make a square. I'll show it to you all in a second. And then I decided to just make a few squares. Now I'm getting tired. I honestly, my phone was almost dead. So I had to put it on the charger, and that's why I didn't film any of it. And even now, I think my phone is like 30-something%. But I am getting tired, and I think that this is enough for tonight. I'll show you everything that I've done so far, and let you see how many squares we have done. Or centers, Like I said, I finished all of the blue squares. Blue and white squares. I finished all of those. And so I was still feeling okay, and I decided to do a few of the pink ones. Now, from my calculations, I'm going to try and see how that looks. I think it will be big enough to fit my bed. Because I do have a queen size bed. And right now, the last blanket that I made almost fits it, but it's still too narrow and not really long. So I'm thinking that 35 squares, 5 by 7, at 8 rounds each will make it big enough. I'm hoping. Or at least, big enough to where it'll like fit on top of the bed if necessary. Like slightly bigger than the last one. I think the last one I did do 5 by 7, but the squares were only, now I can't remember. I have to look. I think those squares were only 6 or 7. I can't remember. But I don't know if I'm going to make these 8 rounds. I have to count. I want to make them the same size as the shorter blanket that I did. That was kind of like a kid's blanket, or a lap blanket. And I want to make the squares the same as those. I think that the one that I did with the fancy blanket, which is what I called it, I think I did it with this size square. I think I want to do these. That's one of them, by the way. I think I want to do these either 8 or 9. Because, remember, this I'm going to do join as you go. So, because it's join as you go, it's going to get an extra round, right? So, if I do these 8, then the squares will actually come out like 9 rounds. And if I do 9 rounds, then the squares will come out 10 rounds. So I'm still trying to figure that out. I'm not sure exactly how I want to do it. Actually, I made this square a little bit bigger than what I wanted, but that's okay. So I'm going to actually end this video here. Oh, like I was saying, I'm sorry. I'm tired and I'm still, I'm debating. I'm trying to figure out whether I want to do 8 or 9 rounds. And I think that 5 by 7 will be good. I think so. I think so. Now, I do have 7 colors right now, right? I have the hot pink and this pink, which is this one. And I have this light pink, which is, this is all I have. This is all I have left. So I don't know how far that's going to get me. And then I have red, a different pink, 2 different pinks, and a white. That's 7 colors. So I'm going 5 by 7. So I'm doing 5 centers of each color that I have. I hope that makes sense to you. So then whatever other colors go in the squares, I don't care. I'm going to try and put all the colors in the squares. But if I run out of a color, I'll do as many squares as I can. But if I run out of a color, which I'm pretty sure that this will be the first color that I run out of, because it's the one I have the least of. And like I said, I don't believe I have any more of this. Unless, no, I don't. I believe I checked, and I know there's none on my table. So I'm pretty sure that this is the very last bit that I have of this color. So, I'm going to use it as much as I can. And again, just like before, they're all going to be mixed together. So, as long as I get some in there and, have that color spread around, then, we're good. So I am thinking 5 centers of each one. And we can mix and match, I guess. I don't know. At this point, I am so tired. So that way, like, 7 colors. I know I figured it out before. That's why I decided to do 5 centers of each one, because then each row can have 1 of each center, right? Ideally. But at this moment, like, my brain is freezing. I'm tired. I just realized a little while ago that I only really ate once today, but I'm not even hungry. I don't know what's going on with me. But it is what it is, right? I am going to finish this last center. Then I'm going to show you what I have done. And then I'm going to get ready for sleep. Because I'm tired and it's been a long day. And I think I actually did a lot. I did quite a bit. And, my ADHD brain is telling me that I need to make the rest of the 5 squares. for this color because I'm crazy apparently. I have no idea which way this is going. It's wrapped around the label. That's why. Is it? I don't know. See, this is like, look at this. Look at this. Sometimes these skeins run so good, and I never have a, I rarely have a problem with it. And then sometimes they just fall apart. So I have 2 of these done. Now, most likely what I will do tomorrow is work on something else. I mean, maybe. I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to want to work on squares tomorrow because honestly, I didn't do full squares, but I did do a lot of squares. Like I said, got the rest of the squares done that I had left, and I started these centers because I wanted something that was, fast. So if I wanted to stop, I wouldn't stop in the middle of the project, because I want to do that panel tomorrow, maybe. I think that's what I might do. Work on that, finish that purple panel and do the 10 rows that are left. And then start on the gray one and do the purple on that. Or, again, I might just finish those 10 rounds and weigh it to see, if I have enough left in the skein. If it's a little bit short, then that's okay. Because, I never do full rows anyway when I switch colors. I like to do it in the middle. As, if you watch this channel, you know that. Clearly, because of the way I'm making these squares, doing that is no different. So if I'm a little bit short, that's okay. Because I might actually stop in like the middle of round 10. And not finish the row all the way through. Because I do like when it goes from one color to the other in the middle, like kind of like if you're using a variegated yarn or you know what I mean. Like I like that look. That's why I like using ombre and those other colors that I can't think of what they're called right now, where it's like it goes from one color to the other, and it's the same thing, except I'm doing it myself. So that's what I might do tomorrow. And then if I, in between, feel like doing the rest of these centers, I can do that. But I do like always making my centers first. When I'm using colors, especially when I'm using like scrap yarn, because in a lot of colors like this, because I do want to have at least centers in every single color. And the only way I can make sure that happens is if I do the centers first. And then as I'm doing the rest of the squares, like I said before, if I run out of a color, that's okay. We'll just use whatever colors we have left. And I think that there's like 2 or 3. I think the only colors that I have extra of is the hot pink, red, and white. The rest of these pinks, I think that's it. I used a lot of pink. And there was some stuff that I wanted to do with the pink and I don't have anymore. Hopefully, sometime soon, I'll have, money where I can go buy some more yarn or order more yarn from Michael's or go to Michael's and get some more yarn. But at the moment, that's not a possibility. So, whatever else I wanted to do in pink is just going to have to wait. But what I have here would not have been enough for that. And honestly, I really wanted a pink blanket. Those granny squares that I made for the cardigan really made me want a pink granny square blanket. And this is way too much pink in this square. And it's just going to stay that way. And that's why all these squares are going to look different. And that's what I like. I want them to be unique. I don't want to have all the same types of squares. That's the only time I'll do that is if it's for something specific. And there is a specific project that I will be doing that for after my St. Patty's Day challenge. I want to try and do some form of a kind of like a sunflower cardigan. In the same way that I'm doing the blue cardigan and the way I did the pink cardigan. Kind of, maybe a little bit different, but definitely with like maybe some kind of sunflower square. So when I do those, I will have to do, each round one color. And I'm okay with that. But for projects like this, I love having the colors fall where they will. And I love the way it looks. So I think I'm on... Oh, I'm really tired. I think I am on the last one. And like I was saying before, hopefully tomorrow I will work on the purple one. Oh, I didn't chain. Because Sunday, what I would like to do is maybe attach all the blue squares. Sunday, I don't want to do much, or I might actually leave that for Monday, because Monday I do have, I think, 2 doctor's appointments. And, what am I doing? See, I need to go to sleep. I believe I have 2 doctor's appointments, so I'm not going to be able to do much on Monday. And maybe attaching all the blue squares will be a good little project that I can do on Monday. And, Sunday, I can probably either work on that panel or work on the squares. I'm not sure yet. It all depends on what I'm feeling. Who knows? I might, end up making more hats or more lanyards or God knows what else, because I'm a crazy person. But I am, I think, doing good progress. I have all this week, this weekend, and what, till Friday, to get as much of this done as possible. So, the hardest part, I think, is going to be connecting everything. That's probably going to be the hardest part out of all of this. Because everything that I'm doing has to be assembled in one way or another. The blanket's going to have to be connected. All the squares for the granny square cardigan is going to have to be connected. The panel sweater is going to have to be connected. Now, when one doctor's appointment is over the phone, so I know during that appointment I'm not going to be able to do anything. But my other doctor's appointment is like down the street from my house. So when I go there, I will be able to take a project and work on it while I wait, if I do have to wait. Because sometimes it's fast, sometimes I take long. So I will be able to do something other than connecting that. Most likely it'll either be one of the panel projects, which will either be the purple one, if it's not done yet, or it'll be the sweater that's in that facets yarn. But hopefully, by Tuesday, at least 2 projects can be sewn together. I don't know. Maybe I, once again, bit off more than I could chew. Who knows? But I believe this is my last pink square center. And once I do this one, I will show you everything that has been done today. And then we will say goodnight. And when you see this video, you can let me know. Oh, Jesus. I hate when that does that. I don't know what that is. I don't know if that's fuzzy or what. If it's the yarn that's like... You know what? We were gonna... Is that the yarn that's messed up? You know what? I'm not taking that chance. I'm cutting this piece out. Because I think it's the yarn that's messed up. And I honestly don't want to have a problem with this blanket. It doesn't matter if it's a little bit short. It's not like, that's anything new around here. At least it made it around. This one will be a little shorter. That's quite all right. We do not discriminate. Big, small, we love them all. Okay. That's as far as that one's going to go, but that's all right. We need a small one anyway. I made one of them way too big. So let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so let's show you the centers first, right? Okay, so we have 5 of these. I hate that you can't see it, right? 2, 3, 4, 5. This lighting is horrible, but then again, it's also like 1 o'clock in the morning, so insomnia is awesome, isn't it? So then in this rose color, this color is light pink. That's what this was, light pink from Loops and Threads. This color, I have no idea, but this color is, I believe this is light pink, but it's from Big Twist. So there is a little bit of a difference. This one's a little bit thicker than this one, but that's okay. I don't care. So we have 5 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. This is what I was telling you about. This is what I had left over from the cardigan, and I had tied it already together, so I just made a square. So far we have 10 centers, and then we have 5 of the hot pink ones. 1, 2, I don't know if you can see that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we have 15 centers done. Out of 35, not bad. We have 4 more colors to go. We're going to throw that in there. And then what we finished completely today is 1 square, 2 squares, 3 squares, can you see them? 4, and 5. So all of the squares for this cardigan are all done. All we have to do now is put them together. Actually, I might even do that tomorrow. Who knows? Because that would be awesome, having one at least put together, so that all I have to do on there, that is the sleeves and the hood and then the outline, and that would be good. But anyway, and if you remember, I showed you this morning, and we did this lanyard, this one, and this one. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4 lanyards, 9 full squares, and 15 centers. I think that's pretty good, especially since I wasn't feeling very well for most of the day. But I'm going to go to sleep. And I will catch y'all on the next one. Thank you so much if you watched this to the end. Thank you so much for stopping by. Let me know what you think. Did I do a lot? Did I do a little? Could I have done better? Probably. But it was just one of those days. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed already, why don't you subscribe? It costs you nothing, and it helps me out. And if you hit that little bell notification, it'll let you know when I'm on. And that way you can watch, me. Wow, my allergies. I need to go take my allergy pill. All right. I don't know what I was saying, but if you like the craziness and you like yarn and you like to see how much I can do in a day, pretty much that's what this is. And, there are some times where I'll work on one solid project all day, but that's very rare. That's really if, like, I'm on a time crunch, or, I'm, like, making it for someone or some kind of a deadline that most of the times I impose on myself, right? Because, I have no sense sometimes. But I know these vlogs are a little bit different than a lot of other people. But I do kind of like daily vlogs. I don't know. It is what it is. I also might, whenever I go into my room to clean it, I will bring you along. That hasn't happened yet. And I thought I was going to do it this weekend, but that might not happen yet either, because once again, we are supposed to be getting a blizzard. And it started getting cold again. We were up in the 40s, which was really warm for us. Because all last week, it was like, in the week before that, and the week before that, it has been like in the teens. And all of a sudden, like, it started warming up. And yeah, now it's getting cold again. And I think it's back down to the 20s at this moment. I don't even know. But it's cold. And we are expecting another blizzard, I believe, on Sunday. So I'm not sure when I'm going to be going into that room to clean, because again, that room gets very, very, very cold. It's like an ice box. I could put food in there and know that it's not going to go bad. That's how cold that room is. I don't do that, of course, but I can. I can't remember what I was saying. Okay, well, I've talked enough. When I go to clean that room, I will take you with me. And that way you can get a good look at the craft room. And once we get that cleaned up, and I know this video is late, but once we get that cleaned up, we're also going to show you everything that I did the last 6 months of last year. There's a lot of things that I didn't show you, and I got to get better at that too. I have to get better at, what do you call that? At, posting all my stuff. Not only showing you guys what I make within the month or whatever, but also putting it up on my social media. And you can follow me over there too. I am trying to get better at that. I'm trying to learn how to balance everything, because this is very new for me. I haven't been doing this for very long, and I'm trying to figure it out. And I'm all by myself, and I have no idea what I'm doing, and I don't have that much help. So, it's a learn as you go type of process, and I'm figuring it out. So I am trying to get better at balancing everything. But again, I have talked enough. I will see y'all in the next one, and I hope you have a great day. Bye, guys.